Sometimes you got to give the people 10 minutes when you tell them you'll be there somewhere. So when it's time to when it's time to go, you go. It just went live over on IG. It just showed up on the IG for real, for real. All right, my brother. All right, my brother.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sunday night, man. I know it's a school night, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of shit happened this weekend on the sports tip, my guy.
Oh man, divisional rounds, man, divisional round weekend. Oh, it's a lot to talk about, man. This is a rare occasion to get together at this time on a Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? The kids are tucked away, hopefully. You know what I mean? And we could get into some stuff.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But before we get into the business of the meat pause of the NFL weekend, Patriots, bro, they did some big things on the coaching tip.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Hiring Gerard Mayo is huge. I mean, I think he is the first black head coach in Patriots history, so that's really cool for him. And it's going to be interesting to see the direction that he takes the Patriots, whether they stay with Mac Jones and try and build on, bringing some talent in. It will be interesting to see what identity he brings there because that's going to be huge, man. Following behind Bill Belichick is big, bro. It's big.
Yeah, like there are a few sports figures as far as shoes to fill that just seem impossible. Like you got Jordan, you got the Kobe. Bill Belichick has cemented his footprints in the space where you don't need a lot of feet. You know what I mean? Like to fill these boots up. But Gerard Mayo, like you're saying, he's been part of the organization forever. It seems like. But if he could get the defense right, I think everything else hopefully will work out for him, man. I hope it'll work out for him.
Yeah, I agree. So I mean, you coming from playing football, right? He's a brand new head coach in there. Looking at the Patriots roster so far this year, if there's one major move you think he should go for first, what would it be?
Sure up the defensive ends, man, because he's got a pretty stout middle linebacker there. I forgot his name, but he's nothing to play with. He's one of those beefy kids from the middle of America. But if he can show up the ends, get some speed over there, they're really to shut a couple offenses down, man. If he could get to the edge before they could, that'll help. Corners, they're not as solid as they was in the Super Bowl days. You know what I'm saying? But they get a couple good draft picks in the second, third round. Some speeds out there with some cover ability. They could be all. They could be with Mac Jones. Just keep his head down. Let him keep Brady's cell phone number in his back pocket if he got some real questions. You know what I'm saying? But the defense, I would definitely go on the ends first for sure.
Defense. All right. I ain't mad at that, man. I ain't mad at that at all. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I think when we talk about Tom Brady leaving, when we talk about Bill Belichick leaving, with Gerard Mayo there now, the hope is, to your point, that the ownership gets behind him. I think we've seen more of Robert Kraft partying with Meek Mill and them. So we hope that, he was at the press conference. It looked like it was a mutual decision, a beneficial decision. So hopefully he has the support behind him, man, because, having operations and letting them make you build the team the way you see it in your image, that's very important.
Yeah, you don't want the Jim Jones effect on your neck. You know what I mean? When you're trying to build a squad, he's all in the front with the dancing and doing the rollies and all that. Got to stay in the back, let the coach take care of that. I know they're looking for a GM too right now, but if they all get on the same page at the same time, it could be a beautiful thing in New England.
No doubt. I see we got Tanya joining us over on IG. What's good, Tanya?
Tanya, always outside. We appreciate that.
All right.
Another thing, there's been a lot of head coaching moves, bro. Speaking of Bill Belichick, he had a couple of interviews in Atlanta. Do you think that's going to stick, or are you going to keep just seeing how much the bag is worth on these head coaching interviews?
I think it'll stick, man. I think I like the core that they have out there in Atlanta. Don't really know about the QB position, but Bijan looks like he's gonna be good. You got, who else is that? Drake London's over there, Kyle Pitts. I think the coach they just had in there just didn't know how to utilize all those pieces. So Bill Belichick, I mean, you saw what he did with Brady and Gronk, and whether it was Welker, whether it was Edelman in the slot. I mean, he just knows how to build a team. So I could see him coming over there instantly and making Kyle Pitts a force to be reckoned with. They just got to figure out what they're going to do at QB. But I'm pretty sure they got cap space. Hopefully they got some good draft picks coming because this year's draft looks stacked.
That's a big fact. A lot of choices, a lot of decisions to be made. A lot of checks will be signed in a couple months. But that was dope for them. I think they're gonna get him. It'll be dope if you could get Bill Belichick in Atlanta. Definitely a new environment for Bill. It feels like versus Foxborough. But I think he'll gravitate quick to him. He'll gravitate quick to him. But Mike Vrabel, over from the Titans, he was let go. What do you? I like Mike, man. He brought something when he first came in. I know they faded off the last few years, but where do you see Mike next season?
I think Mike is going to probably land a defensive coordinator position. Step away from the head coaching realm for a bit. I mean, he had a good run in Tennessee, man. We can't knock him. We can't forget the Titans were a prominent team a couple years ago, man. They were a fixture, whether it was the divisional playoff round or even the AFC championship. So I see him landing, hopefully somewhere that really needs some shoring. Maybe he lands over there in the Patriots, right? And does some stuff over there. That was his old team, so why not go back there and do some work?
That's a fact. It's funny you say coordinator. Like I don't see him getting a head coaching gig right now, but I think he could definitely benefit a team in one of the assistant positions. Just to help a good team get better. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you kind of want to do at this point. Because not that he had the crown position, but didn't get to the mountaintop. So it's like it's okay, to hold the king's things while we all get to this championship. Like you know what I'm saying? It don't hurt. It don't hurt. Yeah. But if you can find somebody that's willing to play ball, he'll definitely be good on the sidelines helping the team out this year. I'm not sure where he'll go, but it'll be interesting to see where he lands.
Yeah, I agree. Either that or the Eagles. He needs to go to a team that pretty much has some raw materials. But I know we're gonna get into the Eagles a little later, so I'll hold my commentary on that.
Yeah, for sure. Another coach who had it always seems at the end of every season he's on a chopping block if they don't get a Super Bowl win. But our good friend over at the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Mike Tomlin. Did you see the exit interview where he kind of made the famous like I'm saying everything without saying nothing else and walked off like a little disgusted?
Yeah. He was over it. He was over the question. I'm conflicted because I don't think he should. I don't think they're going to make him leave. But I think for the sake of whatever years he has left for coaching, it probably is time for him to step away. And I know it's hard. I know he loves Pittsburgh the way Belichick loved the Patriots. And I think until he really feels like he wants to step away, he won't step away. But it might just be that time where there's another team that needs what he brings to the table. And it's time to bring new blood into Pittsburgh because they have new blood as far as their core. So that's where I'm conflicted, man. But either way, I'm good.
Like when you say step away, like you think you want to build another team or step away from the game in its entirety?
Another team, definitely another. I don't think he's done with coaching at all. But I think what he has left in coaching, it would be nice to see him bring that somewhere else and build a new culture there. Because in Pittsburgh, it's just I don't know for where Pittsburgh is trying to go. You saw that a lot of guys stepped away. You don't got Roethlisberger there no more. You've seen a lot of the other players leave, and now it's like he's like that last cornerstone left there. How long does he stay before he says, all right, what I've done in Pittsburgh is etched and it's time for me to go do some good work somewhere else. It's tricky.
That's a fact. But yeah, shout out to Mike. Over in Washington, what's going on over there?
Ron Rivera is out. And the interesting thing is you would have thought that Eric Bieniemy would have just rolled right into that head coaching spot. But I haven't heard any talks about that. It looks like they're just doing their normal interviews. So I'm very curious if Eric Bieniemy even wants to be a head coach anymore. I would love to hear him sit down with somebody and talk more about it because I know over the last 4 or 5 years with all the success in KC, there was a lot of talk about nobody considering him for a head coaching job. Now at this point, I'm just kind of like, maybe he don't want it.
Like if they get another Super Bowl, it's like, listen, I could leave. You know what I mean? But I got a real good thing here. We only been to the AFC Championship 4 times straight. You know what I'm saying? Like we are working it out. But I think if I knew I was good in my core and if what I was doing was in a successful experiment called the Chiefs, I think I'll be very hesitant to really see if the grass is greener in his standpoint, because he's got some pretty decent shoes that he's already in. You know what I'm saying? He could step into them, be his own man, but it's a team. It's managers, it's players, it's a lot of positions functioning. Everything has to gel at the right time for everything to work out. Yeah. I might be a little discouraged about him just because I am experiencing success where I am.
Okay. All right. I mean, hey, listen, over in the Commanders, though, it's going to be interesting what they do. They still have McLaurin, who's a stud. They got Brian Robinson. Sam Howell was an interesting pickup. I don't think anybody saw him having the season that he had this year. He's a rugged quarterback. Reminds me of a souped up Baker Mayfield a little bit. And, I know we're going to get into Baker a little bit, but yeah. Ron Rivera is going to be interesting to see what he does next. But shout out to him, for surviving his brief, episodes with cancer. But yeah, we'll see where it goes.
That's my end point with him. Like, I know he beat it. We appreciate him coming back. You know what I'm saying? Told us that, that when you go down that road, it's not always a dead end. You know what I'm saying? So him to come up to the side, get right back to the sideline, and nothing happened. Unfortunately, it didn't work out this season or two, the last one. But if he bowed out, I'd respect it. Like, I felt like he did more for the game just on giving it hope for those who might have been experiencing some sort of turmoil in that regard for cancer and still like the game of football. You know what I'm saying? That there was some hope at the end of that tunnel. But if he bowed out, I respect him.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Decent legacy. Very decent. But there is one coaching change that we know about already. And you know what I mean? I'm definitely hyped. Antonio Pierce, I believe last I checked, was finalizing the deal to officially become the Raiders head coach, man. The way he stepped in, really filled those shoes, got the guys together, had a respectable end to the season. I really think that he's going to inject a good culture in there. Now to see him actually take over the actual office, actually make some decisions, make some moves. It's going to be interesting to see if he revives what's going on over there in Las Vegas.
Did you see the promo clip of him kind of taking the position as far as, doing a walk through the office, the zoomed in on the back of the jacket? He had like a cool little corner joint with big tall windows. Sat down.
I didn't get to see
that. You get a moment. If you're listening now and you did see it, let us know in the chat. But he had a real cool coming of age as far as him walking through. He had the black Air Forces on, you know what I'm saying? As an artist boy being business, you know what I'm saying? It was super dope. But it's funny, even it felt like with the hype though and the promo that he had for just kind of announcing his position now as a head coach, feeling very prime. You know what I mean? Sanders kind of Colorado-ish, you know what I mean? I just don't want the hype to be bigger than the season. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm a little nervous about. I wasn't expecting that commercial, but it was cool to introduce him that way. But I really hope he backs up the hype this upcoming season, being able to start at week 1 as the head guy. You know what I mean? But I think he's going to do great over there. The team loves him. Seems the organization and the owners love him as well to make him the official guy. But it's going to be super dope seeing Antonio Pierce ride a whole season out in Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, branding is everything, man. He may never get an opportunity like this again. So I'm pretty sure when I see that commercial, it's gonna be like, all right, this is how you celebrate getting a promotion. Oh man, but yeah, that's dope for him. A quick shout out to everybody joining us on IG. As you can see, we're doing a different setup tonight. But we appreciate y'all joining us. It's 10:26 at night over here on the East Coast. But we appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Oh, that's what's up. What else is going on? Listen, this weekend brought some winners and it brought some losers. A couple of teams that we thought would be making it didn't quite get over these hurdles, man. but more importantly, the Eagles and the Cowboys, man. What's going on, man? Are they dumpster fires over there now? Is it over? Like the seasons were great, you know. They couple bad turns, but it's playoff time and they know where to be found, man. What's the first thing to happen in either organization? Start with whoever you want.
Oh man, I would say fire the coaches, but I don't think they're gonna do that. It looks like the Cowboys already said that they're gonna keep McCarthy on his expiring contract. Still no word from the Eagles on Nick Sirianni, so it looks like they might do the same thing and follow suit. Give them both one last year to get it together or get out. So if the coaches don't change, you got to start to look at least for the Eagles, the defensive coordinator. And this is kudos to Ray Lewis. He made an interesting comment about in today's game with certain defensive players. Back in his day, they used to actually work together to get a guy on the ground because it's using angles, it's making sure that you actually tackle efficiently. Everybody's out here trying to make an individualistic play, trying to knock the ball out to get the fumble, knock the ball loose, but nobody's taking the true technique of an actual tackle. And if anybody saw that game with the Eagles, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They couldn't bring nobody down. It was just a terrible showing. And I think they got to start on the defensive end, man. And to quote Gilly the Kid, you got to get Bradbury up out of there, man. That was a terrible showing.
Just because he was the last bad taste in the mouth, he gotta go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it was you, my guy. Like, but you was the last back of the jersey we saw chasing somebody that scored another touchdown. So
man. But I tried to tell y'all Baker was going to do it, man. I said Baker was coming for him.
Baker definitely took care of business when they played. I don't think the coaches need to go. McCarthy, I ain't gonna lie, he's feeling very Tomlin-ish. Where if it doesn't happen this year, this is the year you go. But it's like, well, you didn't have a bad year, so let's see what next year it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how many times you got have that conversation in January, but they've been having it for a few Januaries. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, I think they'll keep the coaches. Same with Sirianni. Like, they was just in the NFC Championship last year. I know this year it was a bit of a meltdown the last 2 months. Nobody knows what happened other than them abandoning the running game. Like you said, the offensive coordinator got to, stick to what the fuck got them there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he would change up at that point in the season after being 10-1. But the real caveat with the Eagles, did you see the record after the security dude got bounced?
Yo, they were 10-1 when he got bounced.
He was their secret weapon, their mojo, what he was doing for him. But as soon as he was gone, they put him up in the box. He had the little binoculars trying to see the game. Like, the vibe been off. I don't know if he kept everybody humble. If he gave everybody gum all the time, I don't know what he did. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like as soon as he left the sidelines, everything tanked for him. But I think they get him back next year. Hopefully there's no beef. They can get back on that rolling. But I don't know if either team makes any real roster changes. Like, other than defense, getting better, of course, because you let the other team score more than you before we left. But as far as offense, Dak is not a bad quarterback. Right. CeeDee Lamb is not a bad receiver. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jalen over here for the Eagles, he's still good at what he does. He still has targets to throw to. It's an executive is like they put these teams together that are good. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. Like, you gotta. I think everybody has to kind of hold ship and give this one more go around. If it's similar results, then you gotta everybody gets under the microscope. But for now, just try to hold the course.
Yeah, it's just that's why I said with the Eagles defense. Cowboys, I don't know what you can fix. I don't even know if you can fix it. It's literally just they go out there and they shoot themselves in the foot. And to do that against, Jordan Love and a young rookie receiving core, I mean, that was just and it's crazy. I did say I was going for Jordan Love with the upset. I'm happy that went the way it did, but I thought I was wilding. Like, to be honest with you, that was like one of them plus 260. I'll take it in Vegas. Fuck it. If I win, I win. If I don't, I'm gonna cry in the car. But the Packers actually handle their business, and it was oh man, like nah, yo, like. I don't know what they're gonna do in Dallas. It just, and then to see Stephen A get up there and just rip them to shreds, it's terrible.
Yeah. It's Dallas, man. Like I don't know why we love to see them lose so much. I don't know because I got the nickname America's Team, and turns out they're not even the best team in Texas. But you know what I mean? It's
That's
weird.
a
Like
fact.
you know what I'm saying? It's weird. You know what I'm saying? People love to hate. You know what I'm saying? So if we needed 18 to hate, they got a pretty cool target on their back because they got a star in the helmet. You know what I mean? But I think everybody should be all right. We'll see next year. But Stephen A. You got to ease up on him, man.
Yeah, you see, High Life came through, said they're the Cowboys. Every year they're like the Dolphins. Both teams need a whole rebranding. The
Facts.
current history is salt. Ugh.
Damn.
Mm.
It's kind of light skin. You know what I mean? Kind of light skin. Shit, Miami, they got bounced too.
Badly.
And hey, I like the coach. He's a pretty good offensive guy. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time to look at the quarterback over there at the Dolphins, man.
I agree.
He's a little too. I like Tua. He was great in Alabama. Shouts to Saban and the squad. But I think he's a little too shaky for what they got going on over there. He's not as consistent. I know he had the injury before, but he's looking funny in the light, man.
Yeah.
And if he can't play in other than 75-degree weather, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah. And I think it's really because he's not a running threat. And he has the build to run. So I think if he just runs a little bit more, I don't know if it's a part of his game. Maybe that's why he doesn't do it. But I think if he was a running threat, it would probably open things up a little bit more. Because a lot of those throws, man, it's just bad.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? Not that he's not a professional, which he is, and not that he doesn't practice his craft, because he does. But some things they just slipped off the hand weird. We're just like, did you move?
Yeah.
You got grease on your hands? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are they coming out like ducks? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like off target is one thing, but they don't even look pretty. Like NFL or NFL, a majority of the passes at least look pretty. It may be off target, it might have went to the ground, it might be over his head, but the spiral was tight from there to there. He's just not even getting those off. So I don't know, but I think they owe him too much money to get rid of him right now. So it sucks. It sucks for him, but they'll work it out or not.
Nah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. But let's get into these divisional playoff games, man, because it was a hell of a weekend. I think every game pretty much was a show. I think only one game was really like one-sided, but every game was a show. But we're gonna start with the Ravens and the Texans, man. Talk to me.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When it was halftime tied up, I was nervous for Lamar, boy. I was like, yo, they found the cheat code on defense to contain my man. Oh man, not another first week playoff bounce on my boy. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't know who stepped in. I don't know. Hey, maybe Harbaugh's brother stepped in on the halftime speech. Said, "No, I got this one, bro. Let me talk from a championship standpoint. I don't know what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? He probably pulled the whole chip out the pocket. Like, this is what it feels like if you step up." But I'm happy in the second half. The defense with Clamp City, like CJ ain't get another nothing. I don't think they passed the 35-yard line in the second half. Yeah, 35 anyway. So it was good to see everybody step at the same time. And then Lamar, he had an MVP half that we all wanted to have in the first half. You know what I'm saying? So he worked that out. But I was extremely nervous at halftime because CJ Stroud, hey, he was doing everything he had to do. He was an elite game manager. He didn't screw up. He didn't throw no intos when he didn't have to. But he had a real solid game. But thank God for the second half.
Yeah. The one thing they did consistently throughout the game, at least the Ravens defense, was shut the running game down. I think Devin Singletary really couldn't get anything going. And then to your point, second half, man, they just shut down everything. I don't think we even heard Nico Collins' name for about 30 minutes. But like you said, Lamar, man, 152 passing yards, 100 rushing yards, 2 passing TDs, 2 rushing TDs. That's amazing, man. Clear case for MVP. I mean, he made it maybe a couple games ago, but showing up in this moment, everything for him, man. And Houston's gonna be all right. Like, I'm super happy for them. D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud, they building something beautiful over there. Nico Collins is young. Noah Brown is a sleeper receiver over there. Dalton Schultz, a good veteran tight end. I'm not worried about them, man. We're gonna see them in the conversation in the AFC for a while.
That's a fact. Yeah, they got a nice young core over there. They're gonna get it done. Everybody's a rookie right now, so the only thing to do from now is go up. You know what I mean? So
Right.
they're gonna be dope. They're gonna be dope over there.
Yeah, and let's not mention. I mean, forget Keaton Mitchell. He was having a hell of a year for them, and he got that bad injury. I think the ACL. So
Yeah,
they get
yeah,
him back. Maybe midway through the season next year. That's gonna be, or this year, I should say. That's gonna be tough.
yeah. He's gonna make a difference for him when he gets back. But hey, shouts to rehab, man. You got to get that done. Surgery got to be a success. A lot of
Yeah.
work goes into it, but next season for sure. Next season for sure.
Yeah, but it's looking like a Harbaugh year, man. I know they still got 2 more games to go. And if you don't know, I believe it was it Jim or John? I always mix these guys up. That was in
Jim is
Michigan.
Ravens. John's Michigan.
Yeah, so John, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know, he won the national championship with the Michigan Wolverines. So it would be really dope if his brother now goes and gets it done in the NFL. But it's looking like a Harbaugh year, man. We'll see what happens as we move through the next couple of games. We'll then talk about our predictions for this weekend in the AFC and NFC championship. Anything else you want to say on these Texans Ravens?
No, man. Harbaugh's taking it. I ain't even mad at him. I ain't mad at him. Lamar keeps doing what he's doing. They're in good hands. They're in good hands. Good hands for sure.
All right, 49ers, Packers. What'd you think of yesterday's game, man?
I ain't gonna lie. Like, as good as the 49ers are, when Debo went down, I sat up. You know when you sit down, if you're losing in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter, you sit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I was like, yo, Love might get this done. He gets this done over here in this part of town. That's big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, unfortunately, a couple of things didn't go their way at the end. He threw a wild into to end the game against his body, against all his mechanics as a quarterback that he's learned since he was like 9. But it was a tough way for the game to end for him. But they was there. They was there. They was there. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be if they were to lose the game. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought they was going to win it for some reason. But I wasn't mad at it. Debo getting hurt though, and them still being able to perform at the level that they did. Brock Purdy not having the greatest of games up until the last drive when they truly, truly needed it.
Yeah.
That was dope. It was good to see them step up at the perfect time.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though the Packers lost, I'm super excited about their future as well. Just like the Texans, they got a young core. I've never seen a team with so many receivers that are just ready. Between Dontavian Wicks, you got Romeo Dobbs, you got Jaden Reed, and Christian Watson. I mean, these guys are it's stacked. If they can get this rolling, they're going to be scary hours next year. And, they got a good defense, some good cornerbacks out there too. They're going to be interesting, man. I'm very excited. I know we're still waiting for, the AFC, NFC championship in the Super Bowl, but I'm ready for next season at this point. The way these teams performed and these sleeper teams made it in between the Buccaneers, the Packers, the Texans. I mean, this is good, bro.
It's gonna be a hot summer to say the least. You know what I'm saying? When everybody gets better at the same time, it's an awesome thing. You know, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of 10 and 8s and a lot of 8 and 9s. Like, you know what I'm saying? When everybody does get better and the playing field really does balance out, but it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be real dope next season.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So now we move into today's games, man. Lions, Buccaneers in Detroit. This is history, man. Like we said, they haven't been in the playoffs since 2016, something like that.
Yeah, the Lions playoffs period about 2016. I think that the chip though, I think 01, maybe 99.
Did you see the graphic where they went to all the old cars from the last time they
that hurt, man. They say there was a whole nother type of steel they was using back then at that point. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta love production teams for that, man. Like that's on one end it could hurt, but another end it's like, wow, like this is still history, man. Like,
on the left.
This is still history. But hell, this was another close one. The game could have went either way. Both quarterbacks showed up, man. Baker showed up.
They did.
Oh man,
I like the fact that everybody kind of feels Baker he had a rough start. Like, you know what I'm saying, as far as like a career. Like the fame kind of preceded him a little bit, and he wasn't stepping up to that hype. But him stepping into the Tampa Bay team and kind of the Carolina stunt, whatever, it was just act like it never happened in his career. But the whole stepping into Tom Brady's shadow after a while and just putting the pieces together, Mike Evans holding him down. I'm happy he was able to step up for real, for real.
Yeah, man, that last drive, I text you. I was like, Baker's 2 minutes away from becoming the legend. If he could get them past the Lions, this is a whole nother conversation, man.
I was saying, yeah, shit. Even if he could get this one, like I was mad they went for that 2 point when they didn't need to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even if he would have got down and got the 2 point, if he just got them to OT alone, he would have been a mini legend out there in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Like, Grant, win or lose after that, the fact that he pushed them to OT when everybody didn't give you a shot in hell and even getting this close, you know what I mean, against the Detroit Lions at this point. They're the Detroit Lions now again. They're not the brown bag Lions no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was proud of him, man. I was super proud of him. But Jared Goff, though, that trade's looking like it worked out. Like, I know I didn't get the better of it that very first year, but you know what I mean, we've been working. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's been coming together. He had an outstanding game, and he, like you said, he's a couple of games away from where he wants to be.
Yeah, this is one of those, you know how they give the trade grades? This is one of those that we might have to go back and give both teams an A because,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It is literally working out for both teams. You know, like you said, the Rams after the trade, they win the championship. Now Goff, man, he's 2 games away, man. So very excited to see what they do, man. And we're going to talk about their clash with the 49ers in a minute. But listen, Aiden Hutchinson, man, this is unique, man. I gotta do some research, but to join the NFL team in your hometown. I think he also played college in his hometown. Like he's Detroit bred, and to get it done, get them to the NFC Championship. This is amazing for a rookie, man. Or no, this is second year, I think. He's amazing. Yeah.
I ain't mad at that. He's getting it done. Well, I have nothing to say on it. He's getting it done. I have no quarrels against the guy. He's getting it done. Hometown here, like you said before, but congrats, man. Shout out.
Yeah, man. So, but definitely kudos to Baker Mayfield. Another historic year for Mike Evans. Interestingly enough, they are both free agents going into next year. So Tampa got some decisions to make, man. I know for sure.
You have to put you in the GM shoes real quick. Who gets the bag first? If you had to, you can't Evans. Talk to him about Mike's getting the bag before Baker.
Mike, you locked that up before the week's over, before Super Bowl, before you lock. That man's been so consistent. Unless you're really willing to say we're in a rebuild, you lock him up. You lock him up straight up.
I agree. Just because Mike has been able to, new quarterback, same rules.
No problem.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, catch you the ball, no matter what's happening, I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to get as many touchdowns as you throw me to. Yes, fact. Baker, unfortunately, will be second fiddle when it's re-sign time coming to Mike Evans.
Yeah, but he's earned it. Wherever he goes, he's earned that bag. So kudos to Baker, man. But let's get into the hottest game of the day, the game that gave us touchdown after touchdown after touchdown.
Yeah.
Chiefs Bills, man. Talk to me.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, they be putting up the graphics, the Brady versus Mannings, you know what I'm saying? Tom won the first couple. Then when they got home, they showed Manning got the next one. And now is at the time I was like, hey, this might be, you know what I mean, Josh time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mahomes just been like, yo, I only lose to Brady, he's gone. So the rest of y'all is done for. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just his motto. And I can't even get mad at him. He can stand on that. Those are stats. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, playoff time, unless your name says Brady on the back, I'm not losing to you. That's something you can stand on. But I really thought, I truly in my deepest of hearts, thought the Bills were going to be able to pull this out at home. Everything was working for them. They were shutting them down. The field goals in the very beginning. I was like, yo, then they scored a touchdown. I was like, yo, hey, you're going to play a touchdown game. You got to get touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, if they kept holding them to 3, I was like, they might have a chance. But Mahomes magic, man. It lives on, man.
It lives on, man. And it's funny because, shout out to Precious. She always puts up her predictions, and she's been pretty good so far throughout the playoffs, man. So it was funny for this divisional weekend. She had what is it, Buccaneers? No, Lions, Bills, and who 49ers beat again?
Packers.
Yeah, Packers. And pretty much everybody that lost this weekend. You know what I'm saying? She had, and I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ravens is good. I know CJ Stroud is cool. But listen, with this one, man, I'm right there with you. I thought this was the Bills' year. It was kind of looking like a junk year for them at one point. But then, they got some key wins towards the end of the season. And they came into this game ready to go. Like, they had fans out there in that below 32-degree weather. You know what I mean? Ready to watch them march into the AFC Championship and finally beat the Chiefs, man. But, it just wasn't in the cards, man. It wasn't in the cards.
And it felt like they kept getting chances to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just seemed like, another opportunity. We can do it this time. Touchback? Never seen that in a while. Might be able to get it this time. Like, it just kept getting these, like, 4th and 5, and Mahomes didn't get it.
Yeah,
might be able to do it this time. It just felt like they kept getting these opportunities, and every time they play, it feels like he has these opportunities, but the Mahomes magic, man, it just, some people it's just destined. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just destined.
Like especially after the Hardman touchback, I was like, oh, that's it. That's the opener to finally get this touchdown and open this game up, but. They just couldn't get right, man. Couldn't get right. And then, of course, it comes down to the kicker. And this is why you pay your kickers. Like, everybody wonders what's so special about a field goal. This is why these guys are so important. They pay them to do this job, the only job that they have. And when that shit sailed right, man, crazy.
Like, and you know what pissed me off? Right before he kicked, they showed the infamous graphic. Every time the graphic comes up, the kicker he's missed 30. He hasn't missed one in 38 tries from under 42 yards. What could happen now?
Yep.
Like clockwork. Every time the NFL puts a graphic up for a kicker showing how good he's been, it's always wide right, bro.
Yeah.
It's like always. That sucks.
Yeah, crazy, man.
You know what killed me? I'm sorry. You know what else killed me in the Bills game? They went for the fake punt with Hamlin. I haven't seen Hamlin since the unfortunate injury last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of promo, a lot of, get well soon, happy your backs. But I haven't seen him touch the ball all year. I don't know if I didn't catch every Bills game or not, but that surprised me. I'm like, yeah, give the Chiefs the ball on the 40-yard line. But then the touchback happened. I said, oh, wow. You guys are really meant to win this game, and it still slipped through. But I'm sorry, I just want to get that punt off. I don't know why they did that.
No. Yeah. When I saw it was funny, I had changed the channel for a bit. And then when I saw Chiefs had the ball again on my phone, I'm like, what the hell did they do? And then I heard that shit. But yeah, man, I mean, Mahomes and Kelsey continue to make history with this duo. They surpassed Tom Brady and Gronk for most passing TDs by a duo in playoff history, 16. Are they officially now the greatest duo in NFL history?
As far as quarterback to tight end, yes. But they're still the Jerry Rices of the world. You know what I'm saying? So like, But as far as the tight end and QB go, statistically, they may be the best to technically do it, and they're able to keep padding on these stats. Yeah. Everybody else, they kind of ceased, like, you know what I mean, as far as any other combos that we know of. But unless George Kittle and whoever's on the other side helps out, but his quarterback's been changing. Who knows over in San Fran? But I give it to him. They earned it.
Yeah, and I feel like we should have probably saw this coming because they sat Kelsey out the last game. So you give a dude like that a day of rest. You know what I mean? Like they had like 2. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. And then he goes in and play Miami. He has decent numbers. I think he had like 40, 50 yards. But he hasn't had like a game like this in a long time. So you want to talk about the right type of time, like turning it on when you need to have it on. I mean, this it was amazing to watch, man. Amazing to watch.
I'm spot on. They did what they had to do. And like clockwork, as soon as the first time he caught the ball, I was like 5, maybe 7 seconds went by. I was like, wow, that's probably the first time in some time I seen Travis catch a ball and it didn't pan over to Taylor. As soon as I said the word Taylor, as soon as it came out my mouth, Taylor Swift. Woo! I was like, there you go. Hugging the black guy again. That's what's up. It's like every time it goes, she's hugging somebody up there.
Yeah, and shout out to Jason Kelsey with no shirt on out there in Buffalo, man. That boy is built different. He is built completely different.
He's definitely a Kelsey. He's out there. He's outside, no shirt, just a brew in the end of season. He's retired. Yeah. He told everybody he's retired. He's like, I'm doing this with my bro now, bro. Yeah. It's just us now.
Yeah, man. So now Mahomes is 3-0 against the Bills in postseason, man. Does he have to continue to win chips for people to stop doubting him? Because it looks like after the Chiefs dropped a couple games, they started to write them off already. There was the Eagles hype, the Cowboys hype. Of course, there's still the 49ers hype and the Ravens hype out there. Why are we still doubting this man after the last couple of years where he's just been top notch?
Because all the stats that he has in all fields, he's like second. Somebody else is first in everything else other than him. So we always go pick and nitpick it. Oh, you don't got the most yards. You don't got the most touchdowns. You know what I mean? But he's second in all these lists. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you can't give him you're the best of the best if you're not the best in one of these things specifically. But hey, I'll be number 2 in everything if I'm still better than all at the end of the year. And that's just been his way. That's why he kind of has a chip on his shoulder, I feel. Because like you said, everybody's doubting him like he didn't win a chip last year. Like he ain't been here 4 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing more he needs to do. The stats prove that. But right now, I just think he's just using it as a chip on the shoulder, like that old Brady, 7th round pick chick. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, nobody wants me. All right, I'm gonna make y'all want me. You know what I mean? But I think it works for him. But I think he likes being the villain, even though he might only be one to get to like 12 people. I think he likes being a villain.
It's great if he likes it. I'm just wondering why people are doubting him. Because granted, he may be second, but I don't think there's anybody in the league right now who's number 1 in those. Maybe Aaron Rodgers is probably one of those people who's number 1 over him. But everybody else who's left in these playoffs, he's ran through. So it's and then he's doing it without a real star receiving core. He's still got Kelsey. He's turned Rashee Rice into probably a hell of a bag that he's gonna get once his deal is up. And then Isaiah Pacheco came out of nowhere and he's just running through everybody. So yeah, man, Mahomes magic is living on, man, lives on for another weekend.
And don't get me wrong, you still got a hell of an Andy Reid on the side there in your ear all day long. So that doesn't hurt either. That don't hurt neither. Yeah, right. But Mahomes magic, Andy Reid still serving up plays. It's hard to compete when it's New Year's time.
All right. So before we get into our picks for next week, man, if Mahomes wins another championship with this squad he's got right now, are we officially ready to hand over GOAT status?
We can't because Tom just left for 6. No, 7. Was it 7 he had? How many Tom had on the way out? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he just beat Jordan. It might have been 7. I don't think they're going to put him in the GOAT talks. He gets like 5. Right. It sucks he has to get 5. But you know what I mean? But hey, he's definitely gonna go down as one of the best. If he stopped his career after the season, win or lose, he's a Hall of Famer already. So shit, that's crazy. In 5 years, he's technically a Hall of Famer. I just want to
it's like they moved Alex Smith out. He came in and he's been in the mix every year since.
It's a habit. But it's never too early to talk GOAT. When you got the stats back it up, it's never too early to talk GOAT. It's never too early. It's a good argument though, because even if you take his standpoint and cut Tom's career in his first 5 years, he's better than Tom at this first 5-year mark. So if he keeps this going, he will be the GOAT, undoubtedly. But as of right now, it's a good conversation spot at the barbershop.
Gotcha. All right. Respect it. All right, so let's talk next weekend, brother. Let's start in the AFC. Since we're talking Chiefs already, we got Ravens, Chiefs. We got Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. The first meeting, Ravens got the best of them. Give me a prediction, brother.
Ravens. I think their defense is Clamp City. I think they're going to be able to shut Kelsey down and put 2 on him if they need to all day. They're going to keep rushing 4 or 5. Then they're going to get some real pressure on Mahomes that the Bills can't get today. and really put him in a couple of situations where he may make an error or two. And the Ravens, they're real good on their plus minus as far as turnovers. If they do get you on a turnover or two, I think their plus minus differential is stupid. Like it may be number 1 or 2 in the league in it. So I think the Ravens defense step up to the task again, and the Mahomes magic finally wears off this weekend. What
Yeah,
you think?
I got Chiefs, man. I think as long as Patrick Mahomes is healthy, as long as Travis Kelce is healthy, they're a problem for any team in this league. I think they're going to look at the tape from the last game. They're going to look at the recent tape from the Ravens, look for any holes that are in there. Andy Reid is a very creative coach, so they know they're not going to be able to do anything that they usually do. They're going to have to throw something different at them. And I think the Chiefs defense surprises everybody. I think they're going to surprise everybody next Sunday. I think they're going to show up in a way that I don't even think Lamar is ready for. And it's yeah, man. I think Chris Jones is going to have a hell of an impact. Yeah, man. I'm riding with it. I'm riding with it.
I might have to watch their game from my phone for the first half next week. But shouts to CYO scheduling. But yeah, it's gonna be good though. It's gonna be good though. But I think I would hate for Lamar to lose again, man. Because I really want, because he's like he's one of us, man. I need him to get one. It's like I need him to get one. You know what I'm saying? I need him to get one. Like chain out. I need him to get one.
No, I hear you. I could see the celebration. I could see a Lamar Jackson Super Bowl celebration right now. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts. Yeah. But I'm riding out with.
On the other side of the coin, you got the Lions and the 49ers. Now, I'm going to ask you first. Who you got?
Ah, man, I want to say Lions. I really do, but I feel like Vegas wants 49ers in the Super Bowl, bro. Like, this looks like one of those years where I don't know, man, but I'm going Lions. I'm going to go Lions.
I'm leaning Lions too, just because I want to see him do it, man. I've seen the Barry doc. You know what I mean? Like it just felt like they've been through so much for so long. You know what I mean? But I think they got one season ticket holder, like 65 years, 66 years. He's been waiting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like give that man a Super Bowl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not get me wrong, the city wants one too, but him specifically, like he's been paying for these games. Like he's probably had to retire certain brown bags. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to get one for the city, man. Get one for the town. You know what I mean, if worst case scenario, at least get to a Super Bowl, but you got to get one for the town, man. I really do.
Yeah. No, yeah, man. Hey, listen, I'm with you though. I agree. I think even if it's Ravens, Lions, that would be really dope because now you're talking about two stories. That Super Bowl promotion is gonna be off the chain, man.
Never got a Super Bowl where somebody wasn't here before. It's always interesting. Like, like it's always interesting.
That's absolutely. That's for
sure. But yeah, and plus, listen, I think this is the game where Cam Newton's prophecy of game manager comes to light. I think Brock Purdy implodes this weekend. He melts on the lights. I don't think he does it. His game manager status gets revoked this week.
Okay.
But we'll see. We shall see.
No, yeah, I hear you, man. Aiden Hutchinson, he's gonna be headhunting. Pause. You know what I mean? Because he knows how close this team is to making history. He knows how this looks for his brand. In only his second year already doing what he's doing. And they got a beast of a team on the offense, on the defense. Dan Campbell, man, I can only imagine the pregame speech he's got prepared for these guys going into that game.
He's gonna have them riled up. That's his job. He's gonna have them riled up.
I'm just still upset Jamal's not there for this, man. Like this was prime Jamal. I hope Jamal gets if they go to the Super Bowl, I hope they pay for his way, man. I hope he's at the game on the sideline, gets an honorary ring. Jamal Williams is so much a part of the culture that's in Detroit Lions right now. I hope they find a way to get that brother either to the NFC Championship game or to the Super Bowl. Just cause, man, just off the strength.
He did his job. You got to bring him home. Bring him home for sure.
Absolutely.
There was a couple of UFC. Anything else on the NFL front with the playoffs for next year? Is it
Nah,
too? Is it
man.
too soon for Super Bowl predictions?
Oh, Chiefs, man.
Chiefs
If
all right?
they get past the Ravens, it's a wrap. You don't want to see Patty in a Super Bowl. You don't.
You
Like,
he's the new GOAT. You don't want to
yeah.
say well, he's out here collecting numbers that weekend. So yeah, if Lamar whoever wins the AFC is going to take it. No disrespect to the Lions and the 49ers, but
Mm,
whoever comes out the AFC is going to take it. Honestly, I can't even get mad
gotcha.
at that.
Got you. All right. I'm with that. I can get with that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
man. But this weekend, UFC 297 happened. I won't go through all of it because there was a ton of fights. If you're a UFC fan, you already know. But some of the fights I did check out, man. There was a fight between Sam Patterson and Johan Lanise. Bro, Sam Patterson, this dude, the way he has ground game is tremendous. And it's funny because me and my wife, we like to bet on who's actually gonna win the fight, and then the loser has to take a shot. So
mhm.
I just happened to see in the pregame right before the fight that Sam Patterson, he's a ground guy. He likes to go for the chokeholds. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go with him. The odds were a little higher with him anyway, to win more money. So I go with him. And literally, man, the other guy, what's his guy name again? Johan took him down, right? Trying to
Mhm.
think that he was gonna get the best of the groundwork. You just
Mhm.
saw Sam Patterson slowly get that rear naked choke under his shit. And it's funny because sometimes, like, especially it won't be under the chin, it'll be on the chin. But if you put enough pressure,
Yeah,
it
all the
slides. Yeah, man. It can still
from
make somebody want to tap out, but it ended up sliding under the chin after a while and forget about it, man. It was lights out, man. It was a 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the first round. Gone.
damn. That's
Yeah,
like
man.
when you go that quick in the first round, all that months of training and
Bruh.
everybody just be like, "Yo, I got mad Vaseline. I didn't get to use the shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, cut man just got mad shit ready to go. Just like
Yeah,
I
man.
could have told the valet wait for me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That sucks.
Facts. And then another fight that was pretty brutal in the strawweight division. It was Gillian Robertson versus Polyana Viana. And when I tell you, Gillian was just whooping this little girl, man. I mean, it was bad. And then at some point, I believe it was like in the second round, she gets a submission, she gets a knockout, but it was just bad. Like she was on the floor, bloodied up, just trying to survive the fight, and she ended up winning. It was terrible to watch. The next one that was interesting, there's a guy, Sean Woodson. He's in the featherweight division, real tall, lanky dude. He
Mhm.
just he has fun out there, really has fun, and he's gonna be something special in that division. I think this win will get him to fight somebody that's ranked next.
Mhm.
And the next, I guess from there, I'll go into the main card. Neil Magny, man, I was kind of worried about this guy. He's in the welterweight division. He's 29 and 12. He's been in the UFC for a long time, been fighting for a long time. So it's always a catch 22 when he fights somebody. He usually fights somebody who's on the up and coming. He fought
Mhm.
Mike Malott, but he ended up knocking this dude out in round 3, man. So Neil's that guy that you usually throw in there when you're trying to just give a test to a fighter that's supposed to be on the rise. But this guy ain't rising, man. He put him right down on that mat.
Damn. Be like
Yeah, it
that.
was bad. It was
Yeah.
bad. And then yeah, Raquel Pennington. She had the co-main event against Mayra Brenna Silva for the women's bantamweight championship,
Mhm.
and she ended up winning. So that was really big for her getting that win. And then the main event, man, I'm just gonna say Duplessis because I don't want to tear up this guy's first name. Sean Strickland just beat Adesanya for the middleweight championship, and
Mhm.
now this was his first title defense, and it came down to a split decision. Now, if I send you a picture of what Duplessis looked like at the end of this fight, you would have thought he lost, bro. The
Yeah.
left eye was damn near close. Did you see it?
I saw the post photos.
Yeah. The left eye was damn near
Definitely
closed. The
was.
right one was on the verge. And they raised this dude's hand. And like, now, granted, y'all, I didn't get to see the fight per se, but just in looking at the post interview, you don't think that guy won. But the interesting thing about fighting is some people they scar and bleed and bruise easily. That's just the way their face is. But they technically did win the fight. It's just that they probably got caught maybe 1 or 2 times in the right spot, and they're more susceptible to swelling, scarring, and bleeding than other people. So, but somehow, man, he got that win, and Sean Strickland had the very short championship run, man. So.
Like if you didn't see the fight, I would have threw the red flags. Like, can we get a replay on this tape?
Yeah.
Make sure these cuts are legit versus what the scorecards were. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they'd have to. If you didn't see nothing but the end result, like he would have to take the guy to jail. It's like, yeah,
you're
right, man. You don't know what you did to him. The loser's got to go to jail. Like, yeah.
And then a funny thing from the prelims, that fight between Sean Woodson and Charles Jourdain. If you hear the announcer at the end announcing who won by split decision, it sounds like he says Charles, but then he says Woodson. So Charles Jourdain is going crazy winning, and you see Sean Woodson there like shocked, like what the fuck just happened? So then he goes to congratulate Charles. Then DC comes in the ring. He's like, "No, Sean, you won." Like, so everybody's like, then you see Charles Jourdain there like, What are you talking about? He said Charles. It's like, no, it's the way he said Sean, bro. You did not win. Because I was even looking like, how the hell did he win?
I get it. I would have thought it was me too, but it wasn't.
Yeah, man. But it was a light card, man. Not the usual names, not the usual excitement around it. I think the next one in February is going to be interesting. I'm going to look that up right now real quick. So that one is going to be, we got Alexander Volkanovski, who's the featherweight champion, going up against Topuria. Topuria is really good. He's undefeated too. So that one's going to be good. You got Robert Whitaker going up against Paulo Costa. So that one's going to be good. So yeah, man. Some Ian Gary against Geoff Neal. Yeah. That one is February 17th. So yeah, UFC 298 is going to be a good one.
All right. When's that slated for? Next month already?
Yeah, February 17th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Weekend. Somebody's not gonna be pretty that weekend, but whatever. Anything else for sports this week, my good man?
Nah, man, this was cool to chop it up with you on a Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? Right after the game, get our thoughts in, experience, doing all these lives directly through the StreamYard. So that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, ain't bad. I mean, it's kind of flowing. You know what I'm saying? Not the lag isn't as crazy as I thought it'd be. You know what I'm saying? The comments are still flowing. I think this might be a thing. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yep. All right, y'all. Well, listen, for those who stuck around, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate you. For those who are checking it out after the fact, man, we hope you enjoyed this. We'll be bringing more sports editions. Listen, man, we got the championship games for the NFL coming up next Sunday. Hey, who knows? We might do this again.
Be back. Got some. So I mean, pre-Super Bowl chit chat. You know what I mean? Gotta go down. Gotta go down.
Absolutely. And if you're not following us, man, please subscribe to all of our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, man. We got episodes out right now. And remember, every 1st and 15th, we come with new episodes. So look out for us next month with Black History Month, man. We got something good cooking up.
Yes, sir. As always, my man.
Yes, sir.
Peace.